Good morning, good morning. Good morning, Olivia.
Hi, everybody.
Hi, how are you doing today?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Good, good. We're just waiting for others to join in. It might be a small group today. This is a holiday weekend with, Father's Day and Juneteenth. So we'll just see how everything goes. Hi, Lindsay.
Hello, how are you?
Good. How are you doing today?
Not too bad, thank you.
Okay, good, good. Hi, Elizabeth.
Hi there.
Hi, how's it going?
It's steamy. It's muggy. I'm outside Pensacola, Florida, so
Oh, wow.
it's really kind of muggy, but we're making it through.
Yeah.
Hoping everybody else has a little more air to breathe than we do right now.
Well, we do here in San Diego. It's pretty nice today.
Yeah, I'm in Riverside, California, and I think it's going to be in the 80s today.
Okay, we're just going to give a few more minutes for others to join in, and then we'll go ahead and get started so everyone can continue to enjoy their weekend. Let's see, let's just wait like one more minute. This may be a small group today because of the busyness of the weekend, but we'll go ahead and, just have fun as we always do. Hi, Lila. Leah, I'm sorry. Hi, Leah. Leah. Hi, Leah.
Hello.
How are you doing?
Amazing.
Good. That's good to hear. We're just going to give like one more minute and then we'll go ahead and get started. Okay, we'll go ahead and get started. Good day and welcome back to this month's book club review. My name is Patricia McMahon, but I go by Tricia McMahon. I am a recent career changer from a second level management into technology. I've been working as an information technology specialist for over 2 years now. I'm also shadowing my department's cybersecurity team, mostly working on Palo Alto firewall configurations, deployment processes, and endpoint protection. I'm an active member of WiCyS Global, as well as in the WiCyS community platform, and I currently serve as Vice President of the WiCyS San Diego affiliate chapter. So I'm very glad to be here with you all today for today's discussion. Joanna Parker Martin, who is the main host of the book club review, cannot be here today, but we welcome your thoughts, comments, and suggestions in the chat. We're also going to have a little bit more interactive discussion today. So make yourselves comfortable. Let me fix my video. Make yourselves comfortable. Grab your favorite soda, beverage, chino, or snack while we get started. And thanks again for being here. We also have Kiana Oates and Laura Villalobos from WiCyS Global here to assist. And if they want to say a little bit about themselves.
Hello, I am Kiana Oates. I am Program Manager for WiCyS. I assist Tricia and Joanna with the book club weekly. And I'm just happy to be here. If you have any questions, definitely reach out to us. We'll also, if you haven't already done so, we would love for you to subscribe to our newsletter, and I will put that link in the chat for you. And now we have Laura. She'll introduce herself as well.
Hi, everyone. My name is Laura Villalobos. I'm WiCyS community manager, and I'm just helping here to support and assist the book club. Nice meeting you all. And if you need anything from me, don't hesitate to reach out.
Okay. With any of those in attendance, do you want to share a little bit about yourself and in your terms of your cybersecurity role or experience?
I can do that.
Okay.
I'm information system specialist for many years, and I'm kind of reviving and getting into the whole new stuff now. So I'm doing an IBM certificate that has to do the basics of the cybersecurity. Very grateful for that. I've been resisting the whole thing for many years, even in my master's degree.
Okay.
And it's really fun. So I'm enjoying it very much. And I like the complexity of the field is really amazing. It's really like,
Yeah, that's great.
I'm really enjoying it so much. You know, if it was in the beginning of my career, I probably would have chosen that.
Oh, okay.
Else, I love this kind of lots of variants, a lot of interesting topics to explore.
Right, right. Thank you so much for sharing.
I can chime in too.
Okay.
So I'm Elizabeth Rasnick. I'm at the Center for Cybersecurity at the University of West Florida. I'm an assistant professor. I teach primarily workforce development courses. So not the undergraduate program, not the graduate school, but people that are actively in the field and need to learn cyber skills while they're working, kind of thing. So not even hit the ground running, but while they're still going full steam, picking up all of those cyber skills that they need. And sometimes it's just the general cybersecurity awareness. Sometimes it's very specific stuff like system administrator classes. So A+, Net Plus, Security Plus, ethical hacking. Right now I'm working on an industrial control system class.
Oh, okay.
Right. So a wide range of things, but the focus there is to work on the skills of our current workforce, getting our current workforce up to date and up to speed on what they need to know about cybersecurity. So that's
Okay.
most of what I do. Oh, and I should mention, I'm the treasurer for the Florida affiliate.
Right. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Are those courses open to anyone or are they online?
So it depends on the program.
Okay.
We have a program working right now that launched in January that goes through the end of August. And there are actually two cohorts of it. One was open to anyone who was military, veterans, first responders. Who else? And I think they opened it up to spouses of all of those. And then the other one was open to Florida residents. So it depends on the program. That one was for system administrator, but we had one that was on industrial control systems that I think was open to anyone who was in that field or related field who was looking to pick up those skills. So it depends on the program, whether it's who is open to, who they're open to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
And
Well,
most of them are free because we get grants to fund them. So the students don't pay for most of them.
Oh, okay. I would like to learn more about that.
Sure. Shoot me an email anytime. Find me on LinkedIn. I'm all over LinkedIn.
Okay. Thank you so much. Thanks for sharing. Okay. Anyone else?
I can go next.
Okay.
So it's Olivia. Hi, nice to meet all of you. And it's, yeah, truly an honor to be a part of this mission-oriented team. I am working as a project manager. I'm in the field for more than 6 years now. And specifically, I am working on the cybersecurity projects. And I am working for a nonprofit in Canada. Its name is Canary. So we work with the post-secondary institutions, universities in Canada, and help them to build their network infrastructure. And and I am part of the team. And I'm also leading the Cybersecurity Book Club within our organization. And I saw one of your posts on LinkedIn, and I thought it would be amazing if I can just, be part of this as well. And yeah, and looking forward to collaborating further. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you so much. Okay, so Elizabeth, thank you for putting your LinkedIn in the chat. Jenna, did you want to chime in, or it's okay if you don't? We'll go ahead and get started. Jenna? Okay, I just wanted to make sure if she wanted to speak, but a quick word about the WiCyS Code of Conduct. WiCyS events and initiatives promote opportunities to learn, share knowledge, and network. It is the intention of WiCyS to create a safe, enjoyable, and inclusive space for all people. We'll go ahead and put the link to the WiCyS Code of Conduct in the chat, but most of us know how to behave, of course, but the Code of Conduct was recently updated. So I'll put the link in the chat right now. Okay, so we have an opening book club mission statement and guidelines. So I just want to welcome everyone to the 5th discussion of the WiCyS Global Book Club. The WiCyS Book Club is about creating a space in our hectic lives to connect as a community and bring diverse perspectives into a lively discussion about selected books. The book club meets bi-monthly, and at this time, we are currently having these on the 3rd Saturday of every other month. And so this will be 6 meetings a year. It might change based on holidays or other conflicts, but this is a place to review and discuss various cybersecurity and privacy-related books. If you have any suggestions or questions, you can email us. And Kiana, when you get a chance, if you can put the email in the chat for everyone. For next month's book selection, we're going to leave that up to you. So throughout this discussion, if you want to recommend any books, go ahead and put some book recommendations in the chat, and we'll let you pick. We'll let the audience pick. So it's been great having these book club reviews, and to date we've reviewed and discussed for the past 4 books. This Is How They Tell Me the World Ends by Nicole Perlroth, Cybersecurity, Privacy, Who Has Your Data and Why You Should Care by April Falcon Doss, Against All Odds, Tribe of Hackers, Cybersecurity Advice from the Best Hackers in the World by Marcus J. Carey, and Against All Odds, Overcoming Racial, Sexual, and Gender Harassment on the Digital Battlefield by Dr. Chanel Suggs. So I'll go ahead and take a moment and put those books in the chat. I'm not sure. So Olivia, you're new to the book club. This is your first book club review?
Yes, this is my first meeting.
Oh, okay. Okay, so I'm gonna put the information in the chat. Let me see. 1 second. Cyber privacy. Oop, and in the meantime, still think about any books you might want to discuss next month, the next book club review. Sorry, 1 second. Tribe of Hackers, book 3, and book 4 is Against All Odds. Okay. So today, of course, we're going to have another great book club book review of The Cyber Effect by Mary Aiken, as she talks about online life and how human behavior changes online. So on Amazon, this book is available on Kindle paperback, Audible, and hardcover. So I'll place the link to the book in the chat. Has anyone read the book?
I have.
Okay. What were some of your thoughts?
I actually found it really interesting because it looked at some of the psychological kind of things behind the internet and cyber. And it's actually been probably a year or two since I read it, believe it or not. I saw it pop up on our list and was like, oh, that was a great book.
Oh, yeah.
Really interesting read.
Okay.
Learning some of the how things have worked on the internet, how some perpetrators have used the internet to do things that aren't so good. Really interesting read.
Right. Okay. Thank you. Anyone else? Okay. It's not a requirement to have read the book. Elizabeth?
Yeah, so I found her opening, and then she refers back to it several times, the little bit of time she spent with the police department,
Mm-hmm.
right? With, what was it, LA? I thought that was an interesting avenue or channel for her to be able to see a different side of the cybersecurity experience than she would ordinarily see as a psychologist.
Yeah.
And it gave her a point of reference. Like I said, she sort of hits on it even sometimes subtly throughout the book. I thought it gave her a grounded point of reference for everything else that she did. I mean, I'm an academic, and so I see a lot of academics that have zero in the trenches kind of experience. So I thought that it gave her a lot of credibility with how she founded a lot of her ideas and how she explained a lot of things. So I just thought it's a small thing, but it was a really key thing for me.
Yeah. Yeah. So now the title describes Dr. Aiken as a cyber psychologist. So before reading this book, I had no clue what a cyber psychologist was, but by definition, cyber psychology is the study of human mind and behavior and how the culture of technology, specifically virtual reality, the internet, cell phones, and social media, affect them, and the relevance of human-computer interaction, or HCI research within the field of cyber psychology, may become more visible and necessary in understanding the current modern lifestyles of many people. So that is just a very interesting line of work. And I think, in my opinion, she did a great job in this book. It really opened my eyes to what we know or what we have heard is happening or what some may have experienced. But in pop culture, Lisa Kudrow from Friends, she has a web-based sitcom, Web Therapy. And so her character conducts therapy sessions using iChat, and that explores many of the ethical and practical issues raised by the prospect of psychotherapy while working with patients over the internet. So in addition, Patricia Arquette, she portrays the FBI special agent and cyber psychologist in CSI crime scene investigation. And she also stars in CSI Cyber in the same role. Has anyone watched Web Therapy or CSI Cyber?
Is CSI Cyber even still running? I remember watching it. I don't think it exists anymore.
It's online. You have to pay for it now, but
there you go.
I think
I did watch
it
way back when.
Yeah, and in Chicago, it comes on. I've heard from a friend it comes on in the Chicago area, but I'm still debating whether I want to pay to watch it. But it might be something. It might be something worthwhile for me to explore in the future.
Yeah,
Um,
I know I watch CSI, like some of the other like spinoffs of CSI. I've never heard of CSI Cyber, so that's
mhm,
definitely something I'm jotting down that
yeah,
I'm gonna check out.
right.
I'll try to
Okay.
find it for free somewhere.
I know if anyone can find them for free, just let us know. But a word about the format. So we're gonna have interactive discussions, and if you all would like to chime in, that's fine. You can just unmute your mic. We're not gonna have any poll questions this book club review. We're just gonna have a chat. So it's, we're just gonna talk, and there's no pressure to have read the book. Anyone can come and just listen, but be prepared for spoilers. And we highly encourage those of you who want a more intimate classical style book club, possibly in person, to start one in your area and associate with your local affiliate to maximize visibility and membership. In the meantime, for those of you too stressed for all that, relax and enjoy the conversation with us. So a little bit about the author. Dr. Mary Aiken is a world-leading expert in cyber psychology, the study of the impact of technology on human behavior. She is a professor of cyber psychology and chair of the Department of Cyber Psychology at Capital Technology University in Washington, DC's STEM University. So she has a lot of other accolades. She's a professor of forensic cyber psychology at the University of East London and an adjunct professor at the Gary Institute for Public Policy, University College in Dublin. She has quite a few memberships. She's a member of the Interpol Global Cybercrime Expert Group, and so she has a lot of accolades under her belt. She's recognized as an international expert in policy debates at the intersection of technology and human behavior. So a little bit about the book. The book is an exploration of how cyberspace is changing the way we think, feel, and behave. It explores the impact of the internet on society. The impacts include how the internet has promoted bad behaviors by reducing barriers and cost of behaving badly, and how the internet socializes people to new norms and views that previously would have been impossible. So what do you all think about that? Do you feel that's an accurate statement? Yeah, Leah. Yeah, go ahead and unmute.
Well, I guess what's happening now, what I can perceive, it's that we uncover the whole. It kind of been there, but it was kind of covered, the whole technology thing. It has been there in different aspects, but it was less
Book
pervasive
club
in
meeting.
parts. What?
I'm here. I mean, we're here, sorry.
Somebody talked, that's why.
It's okay.
And like the whole digital thing made it so you cannot close your eyes and say, oh, it's not there. It's all there. It's been there in a lesser form, and the last 10, 20, whatever years is just accelerated to where we're now.
Yeah.
So you cannot just close your eyes anymore. Like some people say, oh, I like technology is not there. Technology is everywhere.
Right.
What do you do with that? And if you use it like to serve you, or do you serve it? And I was really interested about the whole black web, whatever, like gray web. I forgot how it's
The
called.
dark web.
Dark web. And
Yeah.
read from something like security specialist point of view. And when you read about it, it's just the same mess as the crime scene, like in the physical world.
Right. Right. Okay. Great.
You truly see the mirror what we're going on in like in the physical world when you, because it's like human factor. You cannot, it's not just computers doing whatever. It's a human factor.
Mhm.
It's everywhere.
Right.
So I don't think that like the internet may think it's just we're the humans, the way we use different tools and technology will make them the way
Okay.
it is.
Right. Okay. Thank you. Thanks for sharing. Anyone else?
I thought it was really interesting. On page 134, she talks about psychologist Leon Festinger and Leon's theory of social or cognitive dissonance, and then kind of crafts her own branch of that, of societal cognitive dissonance, and how we as people tend to accept technology, but we don't want to deal with the consequences of that. And I thought that that was really interesting because I have recently, in the past year or so, started studying cybersecurity. And during that time, I've noticed that people have one of two reactions when I talk to them about, just different cyber attacks that are more commonly known. And it seems like the move is either, oh, what can I do about it? And how can I protect myself as an individual? Or there's this kind of moment of pride where people want to bury their head in the sand and say, oh, that will never happen to me. And so I think with technology, it's just something that's becoming more and more aware to me through these conversations of, okay, if we're going to accept all of the goodness that technology brings us, then we also need to take accountability for all of the behaviors that are now being exacerbated by the interconnectedness of our world. And so I just thought that that was a really interesting point to be made.
Right. Yeah, I agree. In the book, the author talks about, she starts off talking about online fetishes and addiction. She then talks about the impact of digital technology on infants, children, and youth. And in her views, she feels our society has been criminally negligent in the way it puts children in harm's way of digital technology. So I like the fact that she included real world occurrences with real people, but a lot of them were sad to me, I must say, as in the case of the virtual baby discussion on page 68. She makes reference to a couple who were so addicted to an online game that they abandoned their baby, and the baby died of malnutrition. So a film of what happened was titled Love Child, and that was in 2014. So I'll place a link to the Wikipedia page for that movie in chat, but I have to say that my favorite chapters were those that talked about our youth and how online behaviors and addiction can be harmful. Any thoughts on that?
Well, I think she somewhere in there talks about, the putting the baby under the activity things. And I can remember when I was working at Apple in retail, it would have been 2008, and people would come in and they'd buy iPod touches for their like 18-month-olds to keep them occupied while they did things. And it kind of blew my mind. I'm like, but they shouldn't necessarily be on all of this and doing all of this yet. And I know that as my kids have grown up, my youngest was born a week before the first iPhone launched, which means he's grown up in a technology world. He's had no non-technology exposure, where my older two weren't quite as embedded, which has been an interesting challenge to try and raise my kids and to see how that shapes their thoughts and their processes. And Dove, who did a really great beauty campaign several years ago, actually recently launched their eating disorder campaign, which is all about a girl who uses social media to end up with not to end up with, but she's using social media and using the internet and discovering that she's got, she wants to be thinner. She wants to, it's a pretty powerful campaign, kind of like their previous beauty campaigns were. But I think our kids are being exposed to things that they're not necessarily ready to be exposed to, and trying to figure out how to balance what parents expose them to and what they don't. It's a challenge from a parental standpoint. I know it's been a challenge throughout, because my youngest to my middle, there's a 5-year gap, and the expectations of my younger, because my middle and my older do it, is that he should be able to do it too. But that's not necessarily the case, and I think that makes it harder.
Yeah, I agree with you with that. There was a reference in the book about a young man who was taking selfies a lot, and he wanted to perfect the art, taking selfies, and he actually wanted to be a model, and he had tried to obtain a job in modeling, and they denied him. So that gave him some sort of a complex, and he ended up just staying indoors trying to perfect that, and it just did something to him, like mentally. She also talked about, let me see, it's called, there's a word for it, what is it? Oh, body dysmorphic disorder. And that's in chapter 5, yeah. She talked about that in the technology addiction.
I have a comment about technology and little people. I had my daughter during COVID, so she's 3 now, but so all she knows is technology. Like, it was just us at home, and pretty much that's how the world communicated during that time. She was born in April of 2020. So now she knows how to navigate an iPhone. She's 3. She knows what symbols are of like YouTube, and she knows the word YouTube because that's like basically what we were doing at the time. And with me, I'm kind of like, because my husband, he is a cybersecurity professional, so everyone's just on the computer. I have a 17-year-old son who's preparing for college next year. He's going to be studying computer, so everyone has their iPad, their computer, their device. They're always on it. And so it's like, for me, it's like finding that balance for her. And it's kind of like, this is how we're living right now, but it's kind of like where are the books? Like, where are the outside playtime? But she just wants this phone. And so I haven't read the book, but it really makes, I'm writing down like notes for like specific chapters and things, because for me, I want to help to find that balance for her, because I do believe that like technology addictions are something that are real and serious. And, we hear about it with like kids playing video games and that sort of thing. So I really appreciate this discussion and, this book.
Oh yeah, that's great. Chapter 3 is titled Cyber Babies. So in it, she talks about the FaceTime with your baby. She talks about how it's real important for parents to have that face-to-face time with babies, and not necessarily have the TV on, because babies, it's like their cognitive aspect as far as relating facial recognition and facial reading. She mentioned how babies, can learn more from actual face-to-face interaction than just when parents or babysitters, whatever, turn on the TV, the child loses time, for learning. And then the parents or the adult watching the child isn't, conversating or interacting. So on page 97, it talked about she talked about online learning products and how, for example, Baby Einstein and Brainy Baby videos and other marketing were sued for false claims. So the claims talked about how the videos did not actually help infants have a better understanding of words from infants who did not watch the videos. So what are your thoughts on that?
I would like to share because it's so brought me to, it's not just with children. In the last, I guess, a month or two, I'm really focused on the whole topic of engagement. And it truly brings like how much we actually use the technology with our children, with others, and as a way of not engaging, avoiding engagement. Like when I look at my childhood, when we just, books and play stuff, and we actually didn't have that much whatever technology stuff around, we've been engaging with other children, with the nature, with other people. Today, it's so much less because we always can run away from engagement to another device, and we can use the device as a substitute for engagement. Instead of talking to someone, we can send an email, we can send a message. And that is so interesting how much this whole topic is actually brings it to that. Like for me, it's about that thing, how much we're actually willing to truly engage. And instead of like putting technology in something as something that disengages us, use it to engage even more and use the capacities of it to create greater engagement. Today, so much of it is used to disengage instead of engage.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree. You bring up great points. Anyone else?
There was a section that where she cited Turkle and talked about how when kids come out in the school pickup line and their parent is staring at their phone instead of having that face-to-face interaction. Mm-hmm. And there's this great line. So from the moment this generation of children met technology, it was a competition. Mm-hmm. And so basically they're either competing against technology or it's kind of like the new version of a pacifier for them. And so that must really mess with somebody's brain because you're competing against something and you're trying to beat something, but you're also using that to kind of soothe yourself, or parents are using that to soothe their children. So mm-hmm. that cognitive dissonance must also just be wild. And I think it'll be really interesting to see how that shapes this up and coming generation's attitudes towards technology.
Right. As we get older, we're going to see that. We're going to start reading about that a lot. I don't know if that's going to cause a change in most people, but I think right now, a lot of people when it's not controlled, people become robotic. I hate to say that. They become robotic, but also in the book on page 46, she talked about Alexandria Tobias and her Farmville plane. So the infant was killed. So let me see. She was accused of shaking her 3-month-old son to death after he interrupted her Farmville game on Facebook. So I hate to do a spoiler alert, but she talked about that. I found that very sad. I'm going to go ahead and put a link to an article on that in the chat. But it's just some things to, ponder. Because, there's just a whole lot of things going on in the world. And then so now things are being associated with online activity. On page, I'll just back up a little bit. On page 23, the author talks about cyber stalking. On page 42, she talked about a woman on the train. She was a victim of cyber exhibition. Oh my goodness. Exhibition. Well, she basically was on the train and she was sending content to a friend, but she allowed like access to everyone. So there was a man on the train that exploited her, and he was sending her all kinds of unwarranted content. So that's on page 42. I'm getting the word mixed up. I'm so sorry about that.
Exhibitionism.
Okay, say that again.
Exhibitionism.
Exhibitionism. Okay, exhibitionism. Okay, thank you so much.
Sorry, went to the book to look at it. I've got it pulled up on the side.
Yeah,
here.
my notes, I should have typed it out because yeah, my scribble. Sorry about that. Yeah, page
No, it's
42.
a hard one. That's a tongue tripper.
It is a tongue twister. So I put the chat about the mom who killed. So sad, so sad. Page 67 also talked about potential illnesses related to long-term gaming. So there have been cases of deep vein thrombosis. She talks about that on page 67, where, you know, gamers will sit for hours upon hours, you know, and which has caused some medical issues. Gaming cafes on page 68. And then in 2010, a Korean man killed his mom because she had wanted him, you know, she was probably inquiring like, or wanted him to get off the computer or get off the gaming. And so he took her life, which is sad. But what are some of the other things that stood out for you all in the book?
I think the case of the girls with the Slender Man stuff, the you know, leading to murder because of what might today be considered a meme, but at the time I don't think that's the word that would have been used for it. That, you know, it turned into something else.
Yeah.
And I think that's the scary part, is that the internet riles us up for things that I couldn't have imagined being a big deal when I was a kid, probably, but now the littlest things are humongous because of the internet and the fact that they go viral and they become the norm where they might not have been.
Right. Right. Just as a reminder, if you want to recommend any books, any great books that you've read, we're monitoring the chat, and we'll just and that will be the basis of our next discussion. I'm putting some quotes from the book in the chat as you discuss your highlights of the book that you read. So I appreciate everyone's input. Let's see, can we take a look at the chat to see what's going on?
Trisha, quick question. When I came in, book 2, book 3, book 4 popped up, but what was book 1? Can you repost that?
Yes, I sure will. I sure will. Kiana, can you go through the chat real quick? I'm going to put the book 1.
Sure.
Okay, thanks.
Sure. Let me see. I'm going to see if there's anything, if anyone wants to connect with Elizabeth Raznick. She did put her LinkedIn link there. Let's see. Don't forget to subscribe to the newsletter. I put the newsletter link there, and I will load it again just in case people came late and you haven't already subscribed to our newsletter. if you have any questions about anything about the book club, or even any questions for WiCyS or our team members, you can always email us at info@wicys.org, and I will put that there. If you think of any books later that you think, oh, this would be a great book for the book club, definitely email us at info@wicys.org, and then just let us know, like, hey, this is a recommendation for a book club. Or also, if you have read a book and if you read and you want to write a review and share it with us, and we'll share it on our website. Or we may share it on our website, you can send that to us too. So if you've read any books in cyber and you want to write a book review, we have a book corner on our website, and we can share that that book review for you. Also, this is not in the chat, but I wanted to let everyone know that we have a YouTube channel for our book reviews. So all of our previous book reviews, with an exception to about one, I believe, is posted on our YouTube channel. So you can go on there and hear the audio. So you won't see like what you're seeing today, like of everyone's faces, but it'll just be the audio version of the book club recording. And you can, anyone that you may have missed, you can go in and listen to those on our YouTube channel. And I'll post the link to that as well. And let me see, does anyone have any questions or any good books that they think they want to recommend?
May I say something? Because it's something that popped up for me when Laura was speaking. And when she talked about the influence that we like, the influence of the internet, and what I kind of popped into my mind is how already it can be seen if you look at the Asian countries. Well, in China, it's very prevalent, but not just in China, how much the social media and the internet is used as a tool, like to turn the majority against somebody, like as a weapon, basically, to shame, to whatever, and and that is so hard to actually go against the whole thing. Because then like the crowd is basically used as a tool to slander people in a different ways. I'm not clear how much we see of that in the Western world, but it's really, really like prevalent. You can see it's very strongly in the more Asian countries. So it's also something that like the use of the internet is basically, and all the whole social media and the freedom of voice is very much used as a weapon.
Yes, I agree. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. In the chat, Sherry asked if there's a way to get a list of the books offline. And so if you want, we can email you a list of the books that we've reviewed. It would be the 5 in total. If you want to, okay. Yeah, you wait. Okay, so you placed your, Kiana, is there a way to include the past books on the web platform for WiCyS, or?
Yes, I can update our book corner, and I will do a list. I'll do that this week, a list of our previous books, and then I'll try to figure out a way to put, like, as we review the books, and I'll just put the month that we do it as well.
Oh, okay.
So I'll update that for everybody. And then I just put the link to the YouTube playlist So that's like, you can bookmark that, save that. So any recordings, or if you happen to miss a book club meeting or think, oh, this is really interesting, but I wasn't able to join in on the conversation, you can go there and review the books and listen.
Okay, thank you so much. We appreciate that. Let me see. Elizabeth placed some book club, books for the club to consider. The Art of Invisibility by Kevin Mitnick, or Social Engineering, The Science of Human Hacking by Christopher Hagnaghy. I hope I said the name right. Let's see, do we have any other book recommendations?
Yeah, I
So-
recommended The Quantified Worker,
oh, okay, yeah, I'm gonna go back up.
Technology in the and Modern Workplace.
Oh, okay. Okay, so we have a few books to choose from. Once we choose the book, we'll go ahead and update the information for the next book club review, which is going to be August 19th. So that's the date that we're targeting. So today's discussion, we hope, was of some benefit for you. The book was, to me, I listened to it on Audible. It was a little, and I have the hard copy too, just for reference, but let's see. Yep, right here. So it's a great book. It's like 9 chapters with the, a lot of great information in there. Oh, this book actually won the, in 2016, it was selected by the New York Times as Book of the Year. And so it was in the thought category, and it was listed in the top 20 science books in the nature of the International Journal of Science. So I've been placing quotes from the book that I wrote down in the review. So thanks for being here. It's gonna be probably, Kiana, when do you think we'll post the next book club review? How soon do you guys place that on the calendar?
Pretty quick. So now that we know the name of the book, not the name of the book, now that we know the date, as soon as we get the book, we can have it up within the week. So it'll be in August. So we'll definitely try to get that out to everyone by the end of June, so that we can start advertising it and get, those who are interested to register. So I would say the end of June, or very early in the month of July.
Okay. And in the chat, Danielle, thanks for the information on the Dove campaign. And everybody else that contributed, we appreciate the interactive discussion today. So hopefully, like I said, this discussion was of some benefit to you. If you haven't had a chance to read the book and you want to, I think you will find some very interesting real world occurrences in there, and it'll make you think. I know parents, as a child, when you have a child, just in today's world, technology is so present. And so, we feel that technology can be used for learning. So, but this book will definitely make you think. Talk about the book and the ideas in it with your coworkers, your family, and your loved ones. And so we'll keep you informed of the next book club. And does anyone want to say anything before we wrap up?
I appreciate that you guys do this every couple months.
Yeah, thank you. We appreciate it too. It's brand new. It's a little under a year. So we're fine tuning it as we go. Hopefully we'll just keep getting better and better. And we can't do this without you. So we appreciate each and every one of you for being here and for participating and for giving some of your time to help support the mission of the WiCyS organization. So we'll, Kiana will go ahead and thank you all. I'm reading the chat. Thank you as well. Kiana will go ahead and stop the recording, and then we'll hang on for a few more